Hello, everyone. This is Coach Wade, and today, I like to tell you a little bit about what I do. What I do is I teach families about the 5 pillars of financial stability. There's typically 5 areas of concern that most American families out there have. But if we can get you good in these 5 areas, your future and your family do very well financially. The first area of concern that we like to tackle is debt. So I ask you guys a question: would you say that most American families are in debt or out of debt? You said in debt, you'd be correct. And those families that are in debt, we say those debts are under control or out of control. They're out of control. So most American families are in debt, and the debt that they're in is out of control. So what's the definition of debt that's out of control? Debt that's out of control is basically debt that does not have a specified payoff date. Think about it. When you go to the car dealership and you get a car, you get a 5-year loan, you know exactly in 5 years that car will be paid off in full. When it comes to credit cards with different interest rates, you might be paying a minimum payment, you might pay a little extra every now and then, but you're not getting anywhere. You don't really have a definite payoff date. So by definition, that's debt that's out of control. So what we do is we teach families how to eliminate this debt. Not only the debt that's out of control, but all the debts, including their auto loans, student loans, mortgage. We teach how to eliminate all that debt within a fraction of the time, just using a simple strategy called debt stacking. Okay, so somebody can have 30 years worth of debt, and just by debt stacking, they can pay all that 30 years worth of debt within the next 7, 8 years, not really paying anything different out of pocket, just by using debt stacking alone. All right, so that's debt. Next area of concern is life insurance. So what we do is we teach families how to buy life insurance because most people do not know how to buy it. Just think about it. They teach you how to buy life insurance in high school or college or even at work. No, they don't teach you how to buy life insurance. Most people just don't know how to buy it. But I'm happy to say that, I believe in teaching families basic financial education, beginning with the topic of life insurance. Teach you how life insurance works and teach you the truth about the different types of life insurances. There's only 2 different types, but we'll get into that later on. But again, most people don't know how to buy life insurance. It doesn't matter what your background is, what your social economic status is. Most people just simply don't know how to buy. And how would they know how to do it unless somebody sits down with them and show them how to do it? Okay. So case in point, you have an example of a husband and wife, right? You see this a lot of times. Husband, let's say, is 35 years old, makes $50,000 a year, and he has a stay-at-home wife. Okay. And he only has $100,000 in life insurance coverage. All right. So keep in mind, he's 35, makes $50,000 a year, has a stay-at-home wife, and has coverage of like $100,000. If you ask him, what made you come up with $100,000? He don't know. It's just an arbitrary number. $100,000 just sounds like a lot. All right. When you think about it, but when you put it into perspective, it's really not a lot. All right. And it really doesn't have to be that expensive either. But anyways, so $100,000. So you ask the gentleman, and you ask the husband, how long, do you plan on working? What age do you plan on retiring? So remember, he's 35, so he says he plans on retiring at 65 years old. So he plans on working for the next 30 years, right? So for the next 30 years, just giving him an example, for the next 30 years, if he was to not make an extra penny, not to get a pay raise, just continually make $50,000 over the next 30 years, he's about to bring to his household $1.5 million over the next 30 years. And that's if he lives. But if he dies, his wife is only going to get a check for $100,000. How will that impact her? Do you think she'll be able to live off that for a long time? So we ask that question, how long do you expect to live off that $100,000? You might say a year or 2. Think about it. Stay-at-home mom hasn't been in the workforce for years. What is she going to do after those 2 years? Will she be able to still have the same lifestyle? Will she be able to still drive the same car, own the same home without the primary breadwinner? See, that's what the life insurance is there for, to help replace the income of the lost loved one. So you can maintain yourself, so you can maintain your lifestyle. You see, life insurance is not for us, ourselves, but it's for those people that we do leave behind. So that's what life insurance is there for. You want to make sure that you're properly covered. So what we do as part of the mastermind group is we offer a complimentary financial needs analysis, which can help you determine, how much life insurance, you're going to need. All right. But the next area of concern is going to be that infamous retirement. Okay. So a lot of people, have 401ks and things of that nature. But if you actually look at how much you actually have in there and how much you're setting aside each month, would you have enough, when retirement age comes? Do you understand your 401k? There's a lot of little questions in there. So you want to be able to understand what you have. You want to be able to understand how much you need, because you want to know what is your financial independence number. What is your independence number? A lot of people don't know. They just setting aside, but they don't have a plan or a strategy. So again, financial needs analysis can help you do a lot of things. And it's the F&A, financial needs analysis. All right. So get you on the right place when it comes to retirement. Next area of concern for a lot of individuals is going to be the infamous education. A lot of people want to send their kids off to college. You ask them from a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it for your kid to go to school? And they're going to say a 10. You ask them the question, how much have you started setting aside for the college? Nothing. But it's not always necessarily, because they don't want to. Sometimes just simply you don't have extra money to be able to fund those things, such as education. But the thing is, if you have a strategy in place and you have a plan in place, you can make that happen. All right. But you have to have a plan. All right. Because if you don't have a plan, you're not going to get anywhere. Because people, they, as the Bible tells us, people perish for the lack of knowledge. So we have to be able to plan. Proper planning prevents poor performance, right? And then this last area of concern is going to be the emergency fund. So this is the 5th pillar right here of financial stability, and that is going to be the emergency fund. So when it comes down to the emergency fund, isn't it sad that over 40% of people cannot afford an unexpected event that costs $400 without using a credit card? They don't have $400 set to the side. That's 40% of people. That's huge. That's a large amount of people that's not saving. They can't even afford $400 if an emergency were to come up without using debt. I mean, that's powerful. When it comes to the emergency fund, you already know, it's good to have at least 3 to 6 months worth of monthly expenses set aside, just in case something were to happen, just in case you pop that tire, just in case you lose your job, just in case, all these things, unexpected events happen, you have something set to the side to help you stay afloat. But that right there, folks, is the 5 pillars of financial stability. And we'll be talking about these things within the mastermind group. We also provide, a complimentary financial needs analysis, so you can be able to make sure that you're on the right path to get to where you're trying to get to. All right. Again, welcome to the mastermind group, and I hope you guys enjoy the content that we'll be producing. But until we meet again, you guys have a great day.